I actually had this weird interaction, and guys, don't worry, we'll do the wallet reveal in a second. But I had this weird reaction with a guy in a subway the other day.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, so I was on the subway, and it was after a spot. So it's the L train going from Manhattan to Brooklyn, which is like a weird mismatch of like transplants that are going back to Williamsburg.
Yeah.
Like they were partying.
Yeah.
Right. It's just like young hot people like being annoying, and then like working class people that work odd hours.
Yeah.
That are like from Brooklyn, and then homeless drug addicts.
Okay.
Right. And sometimes it's hard to differentiate between category 2 and category 3.
Yeah. Yeah.
Right. So I sit in the what I call the lonely island of the subways. Right. So it's like 2 people can sit there, but really in practice only one person sits there. So I sit there, and this other guy, he sits across from me. And by the way, I more often than not have earplugs in.
Oh yeah.
Just to block out the sound while I
so
read
not
my
even.
book.
Oh, not even. Oh, so you're not like listening to music or anything. Not like.
It's literally the only function is just to block out the sound.
Okay.
Yeah.
Nice.
I'm sure people look at me and assume that I am neurodivergent. And
They
they're
look
probably
like
right.
medical, like an implant.
Yeah.
It's like, oh, he needs those for hearing.
But then I'm like reading, and
Yeah.
so they're like, okay, so it's not so bad that he doesn't know how to read. But then they see it's a Dr. Seuss book.
What if it's a book called "What Things Sound Like"?
And everyone around me is like, just take the book. And then I'm like,
it's like, oh, this goes boom boom. That's
so a little bit about this guy.
Yeah.
He's around my age, maybe a little younger, a little older, or older, a little younger, a little older.
Those are the only options.
He could be much younger or much older.
Unless he came out at the same time as you, which is possible.
It's true. I didn't ask what his star sign was. So he's like a guy in his late 20s, early 30s, black guy, kind of dressed like jeans and a t-shirt. So like nothing special, right? He's got like he's dressed like a poor person, but has like really expensive shoes, which is actually also dressing like a poor person. So he goes, oh, you're getting into that book. So he makes me take out my earbuds and tells me you're getting into that book. And I forget what book I'm reading, but we didn't talk about the book. And he starts chit-chatting with me.
Yeah.
Right? And my assessment of him was like, maybe he's not totally crazy.
Okay.
Maybe he's just kind of lonely.
Okay.
And I guess I could chat with this guy for a half hour if he's really that lonely. You know what I mean? So we start talking, right? And he's kind of letting the crazy in a little bit, right? He's like, yeah, I used to live in Philadelphia and I live in New York now, but I'm leaving because it's so expensive. And I'm like, yeah, man, I hear you. And he's like, yeah, and the women are stuck up. I'm like, and this is going towards an area that I'm uncomfortable with. Listen, it's what it means to be heterosexual. Sometimes you complain about the opposite sex, right? But there's a way in which he was doing it where I'm like, this feels like he's part of like groups.
Like, how am I supposed to know? Like, if you want me to hit you, you gotta say things.
Exactly.
It's like crazy.
So, whatever. We're chit-chatting.
Yeah.
And we're vibing a little bit, right? Okay. I mean, there's no world in which I'd be friends with this guy, but I'm like, I'm not having the worst. Yeah, exactly. I'm not having the worst time talking to this guy who seems kind of like a bozo.
Yeah.
Right. But he sees at one of the stations we like come to, there's like a pride flag or something.
Yeah.
And now to people's minds, by the way, people that come in after us, they just assume we're friends.
Okay. Yeah.
And he sees the pride flag. He goes, I'm not with it with this gay shit. now I'm stuck. First of all, I snickered a little bit just because I wasn't like,
you weren't ready.
I'm like, Jesus, man. I wasn't expecting him to have the most enlightened ideas about anything. Right. And also I'm not going to argue with this guy.
Yeah.
Right. So I was like, well, I don't have a problem with, gay people, trans people. And he's like, I mean, man, this is why I started talking about it. Cause I said, I'm not homophobic, right? This guy says to me, I mean, I get 0 bitches. And I'm like, makes sense.
Yeah.
Nothing wrong with his face or his body. I think he's what
if bitches were like fossil fuel, he's like carbon zero kind of
exactly
emissions.
So he's good people figure out he's crazy within the first few seconds of him talking.
Yeah,
he's like, I get 0 bitches, and then one day this guy starts hitting on me. Fuck that shit. And you know what I did? I convinced him the error of his ways. No, actually, I pretended the next stop was mine, and I got off.
So you got off prematurely,
Yeah.
which you usually do.
Woo! Woo! Dude. But here's the difference between me and this guy is
He's black.
he's black.
Right?
I love that I mentioned. First of all, the story doesn't fully. I'm not going to be one of those white liberals like, well, it doesn't matter what race. That's a certain type of way that only a black guy would act like. I'm not saying that white people aren't homophobic, but to be homophobic in that way, I can't imagine a white.
To be
person
homophobic on the L train.
Exactly. That's what I mean.
Yeah.
A white guy is homophobic like on TV in a megachurch.
You got to go to LIRR for
Exactly. Exactly, dude. So, but also, his logic was like, I'm not getting laid. And then on top of not being like, on top of women not fucking me, this guy wants to hit on me. And I just don't understand. I'm like, well, that's validation still. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And also that guy, like, I actually, like, the few times in my life a guy has hit on me.
Yeah.
You know, I'm like, I understand what it means to be a guy trying to get laid.
Yeah.
And I'm not homophobic. So all I have to do literally is go, I'm not gay. And it's fine.
Yeah.
Nothing happens.
Yeah.
You know?
But if the equivalent though would be if they like were still kind of harassing you and said like
Which
like
which in my experience, maybe other people have different experiences, has literally never happened.
Yeah.
That is a straight guy thing, I think, to be persistent.
Yeah, exactly. I've never been hit on by a gay guy, but I had one check me out.
Well,
once
you
at the
should check the
sauna.
comments of our podcast.
Yeah. But it is flattering. It's nice.
It's nice.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know why. Well, speaking of black and gay,
Uh-huh.
this is part 2 of
I guess we'll do the wallet reveal later.